the one where you abuse sea life. Best boss selection ever. I've been playing video games for like 15 years now. Memories of good and bad, a lot of which has been with the Mario series. Words cannot describe how much I love this series. Even if there are low points, the Mario series has done so much for me, including saving my future passion before I even existed. Out of all of his games, these are the ones that I love the most, based only on personal experiences. So with that said,
let's go!
The Mario Party series, what we got? The loss of friendships, the awful AI, Bowser being a dick, yeah, all that and more. Now, I haven't played every Mario Party, but out of the ones I have played, the one I enjoyed the most may actually surprise you. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this new style of gameplay. I thought it was fun traveling down the route collecting mini-stars, especially with some of the best boards in the series. Also, the mini-games, whilst there were some stinkers, were for the most part, again, a lot of fun, especially when it came to the boss mini-games, and these are easily the best part of the game. Sure, again, there were a couple of duds, but the ones that were good were really good, with shoutouts to Lakitu, Cheep Cheep, and Bowser. Fun is probably the best word I can use for this game, and for those wondering why I didn't choose 10, I just think 9 has a stronger selection of boards and mini-games. The Paper Mario series is literally all over the place. They can be some of the best games in the series, and some of the worst. I mean, we've got bad, good, and awesome. Everything from the original was improved upon, most notably in the combat system. Your allies also now have a health meter, you have more options to pick from, and it feels more refined than the original. But unfortunately, it's let down by one major thing. I hate the stage gimmick. It just introduces luck-based elements when it isn't needed in this kind of battle system. Also, some of the backtracking in this game could be a massive pain. But all of that doesn't change the fact that the areas are fun on their initial run, with my favourites being Chapter 3 and especially Chapter 6. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is a great game overall, with easily the best boss fights in the Paper Mario series. However, a few things just hold it back. Still one of my favourite GameCube games. Mario Sports games, what happened to you? You used to be really fun, you were happy to take risks, and a lot of them paid off, even when it didn't really scream Mario. Now, the first thing I love about this game is that it gets the name of the sport right. Like, seriously, how did any of this get the name soccer? The basic rules of football may still be here, but screw any of the other rules. This is the most violent Mario has ever gotten. You can beat up your opponents, you have no excuse for being kidnapped now, bitch. And I like the shitty critter keepers. Like, seriously, are these the San Marino goalkeepers in disguise? And use anything other than regular shots to score goals. And speaking of goals, they'll be coming in fast, as the scorelines can make France-Argentina a joke. Especially with those mega strikes that can net you up to 6 goals at once. It's freaking insane, and I absolutely love it for it. Football had its chance to come back in Mario Sports Superstars, but I really hope this series can come back one day. The two original Paper Marios are widely loved, and for good reason. They were actual RPGs. Sorry Sticker Star and Color Splash, but no leveling up system, no RPG. It's kinda sad when a platformer is more of an RPG than the supposed RPG. Super Paper Mario replaces the turn-based battle system with the traditional stomp on the head, and considering my love for platformers, that's always a plus for me. The chapters in this game can be a blast to go through, with every one of them having a unique atmosphere, story, music, and levels. And sure, whilst not every level was a hit, there were a lot of really fun ones. Like until Seaside Kingdom, Castle Blake was my unthought favourite level in the Mario series. But probably my favourite thing about this game overall was the Dark Tone. Will's not just dying, but being eradicated altogether, all because the soul was broken after he lost his girlfriend. You know, I would honestly love to see Mario games take on a dark tone more often. Whilst on the topic of dark Mario games, To be honest, I never understood why this game isn't like that much. Sure, the finale was ruined by Schwauzer, and there was the items being consumables. However, the problem for me there was that I had too many, but I feel like this game gets everything else right. The areas were all a blast to explore, with a lot of creativity put into them and being well designed around the babies, especially as you start gaining more moves to use them. Yay, baby abuse! And they're also just as fun to use in the combat system, with them being able to add extra moves to your items in your quest to stop an alien invasion. Oh yeah, going back to the Dark Mario games, this is definitely the darkest Mario and Luigi game yet, with innocents getting killed, towns being destroyed, life being sucked out of Toads, which made one of the best final bosses ever all the more satisfying to beat. It was my introduction to the Mario RPGs, and it currently stands as my second favourite Mario and Luigi game. Mario had one hell of a great time on the Wii. I mean, we got 2 Galaxy games, and out of the 2, I prefer the second one. I prefer the second Galaxy game because I prefer the levels and the power-ups. Instead of Galaxies having up to 6 stars, every Galaxy now only has a maximum of 3, which led to more variety in the levels, and these levels are incredibly well designed, and a good chunk of them use the power-ups really well. I especially like the Cloud Power because you can create platforms with it, and any of Yoshi's power-ups, because how can you go wrong with Yoshi? Leave that new shit in the past. But this is probably the best Yoshi's been since his SNES days. Also, the green stars were fun to hunt, and a much better idea than replaying the game twice. Overall, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is easily one of my favourite games on the Wii, and one of the best 3D platformers out there. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the Mario games that I've played on the N64, I believe have aged poorly. However, there is one major exception. When I first got this back in 2016, I never would have imagined loving this game as much as I did, but this game was a total blast. The combat system is admittedly simple, but I think that actually works in this game's favour, and I loved how you could use the action commands to help you in battles, always keeping you alert. Oh, and it also wasn't ruined by some stupid stage gimmick. As for the chapters, these are easily the best chapters in the series, with all of them having memorable areas and amazing soundtracks. The only bad thing I can say about this game is that the boss lineup is pretty weak. But aside from that, this game is loads of fun. Probably the best £9 I spent in 2016. Now here's a game that I've had quite an interesting history with. Back in 2013 when this game got released, I could not stop playing it, and for about 3 years, this actually was my favourite game. Obviously I don't think that anymore, but the fact that it even got there at all is impressive. In terms of gameplay, this is easily the best Mario & Luigi has ever gotten. The overworld is the same as most other games, but why fix what isn't broken? And I think these areas have the best designs in the series, both in terms of the overworld and the dream world, the latter of which was easily the best part of the game. These areas were a ton of fun to explore, especially with the Luiginary abilities, and the combat for the dream world was unreal. The normal combat system is amazing, but the dream world combat was a blast, using tons of Luigis to destroy the enemies in boss fights. Oh, and speaking of the boss fights, best boss selection ever. It may no longer be my favourite, but I will never forget how much I love this game, and still do to this day. Without question, the most popular Mario spin-offs is the Mario Kart series, and there's a lot of debate on which one is the best, though for me, the most recent one is miles ahead. Take what was great about 8 and feed it steroids. This game is pretty much the best part of all the previous Mario Kart games, blended all into one, with its own new gimmick, the anti-gravity, which completely changed how the game plays due to how the tracks were now designed. And these tracks are easily the best in the series. You got the one where you drive on clouds, the one on a space station, the one where you abuse sea life. They also fixed battle mode, with the best selection of modes and some of the best battle tracks in the series. Overall, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is freaking incredible, with its fun gameplay and awesome tracks, combined with a huge factor of online, making Mario Kart 8 Deluxe one of my all-time favourite games, as well as my favourite racing game. However, it's not my favourite Mario game on the Switch. Okay, because there's such an insane amount of great Mario games out there, I've got several honourable mentions that all deserve your time. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga DX, Super Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, and Mario Kart 7. Okay, I think this is a really obvious choice. But I don't care, because I freaking love Super Mario Odyssey. Like seriously, the controls and physics for this game are amazing. It just gives you so much freedom, and it always feels incredibly rewarding to pull off a maneuver to get somewhere, whether it was with just plain Mario or one of the new captures. And I freaking love this capture mechanic. Using these to explore and collect power moves was a treat, and these levels really took advantage of these captures. And I dare say this is the best lineup of levels in platforming history. It always rewarded your curiosity. As such, this game never gets boring, and that's massively helped due to this game's huge replayability. Whenever you enter a new kingdom, it will show you the way to a story-based moon, but there's nothing stopping you from grabbing moons elsewhere. And with over 800 moons to collect, you're going to be spending hours trying to find the lot. Super Mario Odyssey really is something special. With its phenomenal gameplay and phenomenal levels, I often only 100% games once. For this game, I've 100%ed 4 times. No other game has that honor, and it currently sits as my 3rd favourite game. This has been Spedinkling, and I'm really excited to see what they do with 3D Mario after this. Thanks for watching Mario Month, it's been a pleasure.